Joe Tessitore.
Oh, yeah.
How was the chemistry?
Great. I honestly, he actually has he bought a For the Brand shirt and a For the Brand Christmas sweater because his child kicks at Boston College. He's very Italian. I'm from Pittsburgh, which is basically all Italians. I mean, it was a good give and take. I felt very good at it.
So, I mean, ESPN executives might be, if they're looking for if you don't mind me saying, if they're looking for an Indianapolis Colt, Peyton Manning might be their first stop.
I would do the same.
Okay. But word is Peyton doesn't want to do this until Eli's out of the league. He doesn't want to be sitting on Monday Night Football in the booth. Hey, there's a 30-3 game going on here. Eli threw 2 interceptions yesterday.
Yep.
Dwayne Haskins is sitting there waiting for a role.
Yep.
He's in the role of being analyst. It's an awkward spot. So he's waiting until Eli's done. Then he might, if there's an opportunity, do that.
None of my brothers are quarterbacks in the NFL.
Okay, so check that box.
Yep.
Because that's what the Combine's about right now is checking boxes.
Yep.
We're checking that box. Chemistry, we've already checked that box. Tess and Mac.
Good name.
Or Tess and Pat? What would you prefer?
If I'm in a Monday Night Football
booth,
call me whatever the hell you want.
Okay. All right. So Tess and Mac, we got the chemistry.
Yeah.
You don't have any brothers that you're concerned about being in an awkward position to have to criticize?
No, I'll bury Adam Vinatieri if I have to.
Okay. Very good.
I mean, I won't, but you get it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go, right?
I honestly don't know.
We have some game tape review. You were in Lambeau Field for Fox this year. We've got game tape. We've got stuff that we could send there. Resume reel, right?
We got a lot of things. We honestly got a lot of things.
What do we have? I mean, pitch it, Pat.
What we have is a man who knows a lot about the game. First class experience with the Indianapolis Colts, front row seat to Peyton Manning operating, and also Adam Vinatieri. Drafted by a Hall of Famer, Bill Polian. Mm-hmm. Got to learn the ropes, went from an undefeated team to almost a completely defeated team.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen football at its best, and I've seen it very much at its worst. I've punted 10 times and a half before. I've seen what terrible football looks like.
You blew up Trindon Holiday, didn't you? You know how to hit.
I'm not scared to tackle. I'm not scared to be.
Certainly if they're Kyler Murray's size.
Exactly. Smaller, turns out. Got him on a ruler.
Okay.
I'm not scared to have a perfect passer rating on Thanksgiving in the biggest turkey bowl of all time. I'm not scared to do that.
Okay.
And also, I think the biggest thing on my resume is, and Rich, this might sound like a shot at you. It shouldn't be.
Okay, thanks.
The voices of the NFL for far too long have made the fourth down a pee break down.
As you know. Come on, you know who
not
you're
you.
to.
Not you.
Do not lump me. I'm not a lump. Do not lump.
Not you. That was a broad brush I just painted with there. But most people that are in Rich Eisen's exact position have turned the fourth downs of the world into a peeing situation. I've turned it into must-see internet videos. I've turned fourth downs into a must-see situation. The most boring down in a lot of people's eyes. For years and years and years since the game was created, I have turned into I wouldn't say this, but some have said, the most electric down in football. Okay? Matt Hasselbeck said, most entertaining play in football, whenever I'm talking about it. Imagine what I could do in the other 3 downs.
Hashtag for the brand.
Hashtag punters are people too.
Now you have just mentioned a guy that you have to compete with. I think Hasselbeck should get a look. I think in-house.
I should be a third guy. So I think I should be a third guy.
You're third man?
I think so. Mostly because I couldn't tell you a single thing about cover 2.
See, this is what we got to, before we get to the news, got to talk about the Achilles heels here.
Okay.
So you can't talk about the cover 2.
By the way, love learning things.
Okay.
Very coachable.
You're a sponge.
I am a sponge. Bill Polian drafted me. I didn't know how to punt. Said, we think you'll figure it out. He was right. He's Hall of Famer.
Now, my last question for you on the Achilles heel.
Yeah.
You know Polian's on staff there.
Yeah.
They ask him for an assessment.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is that a problem?
He told me to punt the ball 40 yards at the end whenever we were just getting crushed, when we were just almost completely defeated. He asked if I could punt the ball 40 yards with a 5-0 hang time, which both of those things are great and all that, but he actually built incentives into my contract to average like 45 or something like that for like an extra $1 million. So I'm like, yeah, I could do that for you, but we should go back to the negotiation table. And then he ended up leaving, and then it came back. So our last conversation might not have been the greatest, but I think he would. I think he'd go to bat for me.
Okay.
I think Bill Polian would.
Second thoughts here. Okay.
No, not from me.
Okay. All right. Boy,
Bill Polian, he also, I don't know. Let's hope Bill Polian doesn't carry a lot of weight up there.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.